Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Early Career Academic. On this channel, I explore how I use the Passion Planner to set personal and professional goals. In this video, I'm going to plan out the month of November 2023 in my Medium Passion Planner. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching, for subscribing and commenting. Thanks for checking in with me because I know I have been very absent in the month of October. If you've looked at my posts in YouTube or on social media, you know that I'm just trying to survive, y'all. We've had back-to-back viral respiratory issues in this house. My daughter just seems to be finding all the daycare germs and giving them to us one by one. And it's difficult for a pregnant woman to navigate sickness while also caring for other sick people because we can't take all kinds of medication, right? So it's been a really rough month, and I've been just kind of putting one foot in front of the other. I will say we got a reprieve in the middle of the month to celebrate my daughter's first birthday, and that went really well. But I am doing the bare minimum at the moment in terms of work, in terms of other obligations. I have been using my planner. I just haven't been sharing with you all as much because these videos do take extra effort. And I like doing them. Normally they're kind of my escape, if you will, from the kind of work that I do all the time. But I just couldn't find a way to make it work when I had a sick baby home with me so many days in a row. And also my husband had been on second shift in the month of October, and that meant I was solo parenting in the evenings a lot of the time, so there was just no time. But I'm excited to set up the month of November. I'm looking forward to it as a potentially, better month where we actually get to find a little balance between work and life, or we're able to enjoy the season. I just felt like October just blew past me with just in a haze of humidifiers and snot suckers. And as you can hear in my voice, potentially, I'm still getting over the last vestiges of the last cold that we had. But I'm feeling a lot better, a lot more energetic. Today was sort of an errand catch-up day because my daughter finally was well enough to go to daycare again. Fingers crossed she doesn't come home with some new thing that we have to deal with. But right now I am setting up the month of November because I really need to get my ducks in a row for this month. And I'm also going to make a video soon, probably tomorrow, showing you how I am using Gantt charts again to manage my workload for the month of November and part of December. I just have so much work to do in this month because how horrible the month was in October. I'm just behind on a lot of things. Now, what I did after, talking it out with my postpartum therapist a little bit, is decide what I could afford to shift around. And I did request an extension on the submission of my entire book for the edited collection. So I have an extra month to do that. I'd still like to do it, to get it ready to go before the holidays, but I have cushion if I can't get there. It allows me to prioritize things deadlines I can't miss. So I'm feeling a little better about it than I did even a week ago. But right now I am I'm adding some orange washi tape to the November planner, just covering up those bars at the bottom. I discovered this washi is very transparent even when you double it up. So I just decided to stick with one layer because it didn't matter if I added another layer or not. And I'm using stickers some of these are from a generic sticker book, a recollection sticker book that I got from Michaels. That's the one with these unappetizing little cooked turkeys on them. But there were some cute ones about pumpkins in there, so I pulled those out. And then the other stickers are from the Seasons Passion Planner sticker book, which has a really nice compilation of stickers. I will say most of the stickers in those books, in that book, are on the smaller side. So you would, potentially want to, if you had extra space to fill, come in with some larger stickers like I am here from another sticker collection. Because there were some extra days at the end of this month, since I have an undated planner, I decided to use those there to kind of fill out the space a little bit. But I don't have a specific kit. I was just trying to use up the fall stickers I already had, and I realized that washi is a little too skinnier than I thought because part of it's printed on the back of the sticker book, so I use it for a different thing later on in the video. But as you can see, part of my process is using sticky notes to mark out things as they come up so that if I need to flip ahead before I've set up a month spread, I can see at a glance, kind of what's going on in that month. I do rely on a digital calendar for things, but especially for work-related things, I do use these sticky notes in here because it does give me a little bit of a bird's eye view of like the month and how the work will flow. Thankfully, November doesn't have as much stuff in it as October did, but there is still quite a bit of work that I have, work-related events, I should say, and a lot of health-related events. I mean, apart from the fact that we've just been battling these illnesses, there's also this baby I'm growing inside of me, and as we get, we're past the midway mark now. There's extra scans, there's prenatal appointments that I have to register at the hospital already. It just sort of blows my mind that I'm at this point, where all of this stuff is starting to happen. It is true what they say, the second pregnancy does go by faster, I think, but mostly because you just don't have as much time to focus on it, as you did with the first. But yeah, and also I think between having a child who's 1 year old now and the holidays coming up, the end of the semester and the holidays and such, it will feel like I just blinked and this pregnancy was over. And I'm kind of looking forward to that sensation because it's been rough. In the month of October is the longest month of the pregnancy so far for me in terms of how it felt, because I just, so many things I couldn't do to treat my symptoms. I was just sort of like looking forward to the day when I can like take regular cold medicine to sleep at night. So it's been a journey. Right now I'm using these functional stickers from the Ready Set Grow sticker book. This Passion Planner's most functional book, I would say. They have all these cool flags and stuff, arrows and flags, and icons in different color schemes. So I found a good color combo for the month of November, and I'm just filling out my various like medical appointments and any work-related meetings. There are some admin meetings, and there's a department meeting in November. But most of what you see here on the page is personal meetings, doctor visits, that kind of thing. And then there's a few like things I need to keep track of, which I'll show you in a second, for the Thanksgiving week, because I am offering students optional one-on-one hours. So I do find ways to mark that off here, and just kind of reminding myself of like which days I told them that they could have those office hours. And then we don't have a lot of like weekend plans in November so far, but that's good because we need a respite, if you will, from the month of October. And Thanksgiving, of course, takes up a lot of like mental energy and emotional energy. So I'm happy with the way that this month looks. What else? So yes, if you've been following my channel, there's been some work drama in my life. That drama is by no means resolved. In fact, it's going to produce another meeting that I don't yet have a time or day for, I'm pretty sure, in the month of November. So it's going to be added to the calendar here soon. But I am considering my options carefully. I think maybe in my last video I said I was absolutely planning on leaving the admin team. I'm not sure. Like, I do go back and forth on it. I do think that it's going to be more of the same for as long as I choose to stay on the team. I don't have any expectations really for making, any meaningful work on this team. But I do think about how it will look in the fall when I have 2 babies, and, just what makes best sense for me and my life and my lifestyle. If I do stay on with the team, what will that look like? And I have a better picture now because I've gone through a fall semester. So I have a good idea and a way to make it, I think, work better for me in the fall. So we'll see. I still haven't made a decision yet, and I don't need to make a decision right now. Certainly don't need to make one, anytime soon. But yeah, it's it's worse than what they say. Like, everyone always says admin sucks for this reason or that reason. You're dealing with people, you're dealing with emails and stuff. But none of that is my experience. Like, I have not had any issue dealing, like, any issues with the work itself. None of that. It's fine. It's nowhere near as onerous and laborious as everyone says it is. It's really just team dynamics. And, when there's like a poison apple in the bunch, it just poisons the whole bunch. It just poisons the experience for everybody. And until they remove that apple, it's just going to be that way. And so I just have to decide, like, am I going to just toe the line to get through like the first year of being a mother of two to keep the schedule that I know I'll have, or, go back to the way things were. And that's totally an option for me if I want. It might be the option I choose. I just haven't made a decision yet. So right now I'm using this really skinny washi. This is from one of the season's sticker books pages, and marking out the days that I have offered optional one-on-one time for my students. Excuse me. Still getting over my my cold. Apologies for that. What else? So for Thanksgiving, my in-laws are hosting, which I was actually very happy to hear when they offered, because I think between, my daughter's baptism and the birthday party, I just wasn't really, and the month of October being so hard, I wasn't really up for hosting all by myself again. And it's not like all by myself, but it is a lot me when it is at my parents' house. So I'm looking forward to just being able to come, like, make a few sides and bring that to my in-laws' house. And also my good friend and her family, her husband and her daughter, are coming up for Thanksgiving. So that part of it I'm really looking forward to. I think it'll be nice because it'll be like more relaxed at my parents' house where they're going to be staying. And then we get to like go do the Thanksgiving dinner at my in-laws, kind of have all that like craziness that always happens regardless of how you set up Thanksgiving, and then go back to like a quieter environment. So I think it'll be nice. And I do have to, like, I have like, thankfully I've done this so many times now that I have like my recipes and my menu and my prep, all that stuff already typed out in documents that I have saved. And I went ahead here and I decided on this little like Tom Turkey sticker from the season sticker book, because of all the turkey options, I thought it was the cutest. Even though it's like slightly too big for these squares in the medium planner, I just thought it was the cutest one. And right now I'm trying to decide how to mark off the Thanksgiving break, like how to make it distinct from the other skinny washi I used to mark off my optional one-on-one days. So I'm just looking for a washi option. And I did go ahead and use like the skinny washi from the same page, just different pattern. And because I used the turkey on Thanksgiving Day, I have just enough washi left over to go ahead and mark that Wednesday, which I have off. Well, I give it to my students and myself off. Because these are asynchronous classes, we have a little more flexibility, so we don't like meet in person. But yeah, it's nice. And yeah, that's like pretty much everything that I know is happening in November so far. I do anticipate a few more meetings popping up in there. Hopefully we won't have a whole lot more health-related unexpected meetings popping up in there. I just feel like we've been living at like the pediatrician's and my OB office and the hospital where I get the scans done. It's just like, whew. I do have one more scan scheduled for next week, so they couldn't get all the pictures they wanted because the baby was not in like the right position. So they're going to get a few more pictures, and everything's looking good so far though, so very happy about that. And now I'm coming in with some like decorative stickers. There's this really cute little like pumpkin spice coffee looking thing. The pumpkins are also really cute, so I go ahead and put some of those. And as you'll see in a sec, the spread does, it's a lot more minimal than some of my other monthly spreads because I didn't like come at it with like a specific concept in mind. And really I'm trying to keep it as functional as possible since, I just know that it's going to be like we're in kind of sink or swim time. And I know I mentioned to you all on this channel that I was thinking about doing a NaNoWriMo like challenge and filming it like I have in the past. I can tell you right now that I'm not going to be able to swing that in terms of filming it the way that I did in the past. But I am going to do that Gantt chart video I told you about and give you periodic updates about how the writing projects are going for those of you who are here for that content. I don't know how many extra videos I'll be able to make in this month, but I will try to return to a weekly Plan With Me schedule, so that you can at least see what I'm doing every week and I can give you some updates on how things are going, like how the November goals are going. I didn't do an October reflection, as I said, doing the bare minimum right now, and that's fine. As you can, when I get to the part where I'm writing down what I want to do in the month of November, you'll see that I flipped to October to see, like, did I actually do anything that I had wanted to do in the month of October? And I actually did. I did more than I realized, and that's kind of useful. In lieu of a formal reflection exercise, it was kind of useful to me to see that I actually had achieved some of the things I set out to do in October. But there was a lot of stuff that got shifted forward or dropped altogether. It's life. It is what it is. Your priorities change. And you can only do so much when you're all feeling like crap for an entire month. So fingers crossed, November is less intense from a health standpoint. I'm lucky in a lot of ways, and I know this because even though my daughter brought home what I think are two viral colds, she hasn't had any of the really bad stuff yet. I mean, and I'm bracing myself, for it, but she, knock on wood, hasn't had RSV, hasn't had croup, hasn't had, hand, foot, mouth disease. Like, I know it's a matter of time. Almost every kid gets those things at some point. But those things are a lot harder on the family than a viral head cold, For the most part, she was able to keep on sleeping as normal and eating as normal. There were some definitely like challenging series of days here and there with regards to eating and sleeping. But for the most part, for the most of the month of October, it didn't change a lot. And I know those other things affect sleeping and eating so much more. So in that way, I feel a little lucky that we haven't had to deal with that yet. I'm kind of like hoping she limps over into December, because at least then, I'll have put the semester behind me and I can really, help her get through those things if they come up, with my full attention, and not feel like I'm just, struggling with work and with her. Because our semester ends the first week of December, so I'm really excited for that. I think it'll be kind of a nice relief. But I just feel it more, I think, because of the pregnancy. I'm always kind of excited for the winter break, but in this case, I'm extra excited because I'm also going to be going on maternity leave. So just really happy about that. Here I'm placing some more deco, kind of bringing in some of the more generic fall stuff, and trying not to put any specifically Halloween things on there, because these sticker pages are mixed. They have a little Thanksgiving, a little Halloween, a little generic fall. So I'm just kind of trying to find some of the little fall stickers to fill out the top. I think it looks okay considering that I did not come in with any plan or concept. And trying to figure that out. I was trying to cover up the little bars on the side, because I wasn't planning on actually writing out people to see, places to go, and so on. So I'm trying to find something to cover that top one, the people to see, I think. And I just decided to go with this little script sticker. It almost covers the whole bar, not quite, but close enough. It kind of just takes some of that gray off the page, makes it a little more in the color scheme that I'm going for. And now I'm writing out my project categories. So I'm, looking at how I'm going to organize all the things. Definitely I have my family category, the family home category. right now, as you can see, I'm looking at September and October to see like, oh, right now what I'm doing is I'm counting my weeks of pregnancy, because I'm trying to remember when the glucose test comes up again, and I'm trying to decide what like goals. Yeah, I just moved that over because I realized I put glucose test in the wrong month. It goes in December. That's the second glucose test I will have taken. But that's what I was doing. I was counting the weeks of pregnancy, and I decided after this to go back in and grab some of those heart icons out of the Ready, Set, Grow sticker book and add them in on each Monday of the month to indicate which week of pregnancy it is for me, because I just find that very helpful, because certain tests happen in certain weeks and I know what week I'm in right now, but when I look at a calendar I don't know what week pregnancy it is on November 27th or whatever. I'd have to do some math, so I thought it would be useful to put that in. I'm also writing out all my academic writing projects. This was easy because I had already like thought through some of what I'm going to do with my Gantt chart a little bit, and so I kind of knew what I'd be tackling in this month. And then some of the work things I know are happening in this month as well, I added them to this list. These are like a combination of teaching and admin related tasks that I'm adding here in the top project section. And in terms of like family obligations, there's Thanksgiving is the main one. And there's always a little bit of Christmas prep, which I'm thinking about now, but I don't think I thought of when I was setting this spread up. But like I'm one of those people who orders her Christmas cards before Thanksgiving so that I can like use part of Thanksgiving break to address and mail them. I just find that my holidays go more smoothly if I start that way. Like I'm like, you don't obviously have to be the kind of person who sends holiday cards out, but I like doing it. It's one of the things I really like doing. So for me, doing it, taking advantage of the pre-sales that like Shutterfly has for creating like photo cards, you know, before the post office gets crushed with people trying to get stamps and stuff, like ordering my stamps, you know, all that stuff. And then just having those days that you have around Thanksgiving to, you know, for the most part, you're just probably, besides Thanksgiving Day where you've cooked and you're eating and you're cleaning, you know, you have this time, and I'm like, might as well use some of it to address Christmas cards. So that's my thinking on that. It makes sense though to wait if you're planning on taking a Christmas picture. Like we don't do that. We just kind of like look at the year's pictures and grab our favorite ones and stick them in a photo card on Shutterfly. So right now I'm looking at October to see like what I did and what I need to shift forward into the month of November. There's definitely some home things. We still have an ongoing home project list. We did 0 things for that in October for all the reasons I mentioned before. But we'll get to it. And here I'm just jotting up the personal and work related top goals for the month. But that's pretty much it. This is the complete spread, except for the hearts that I add in on the Mondays after the fact to indicate which week pregnancy. But yeah, this is it. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you back here soon.